Delhi Crime just came out with its new season, but the show can't really match the quality of its predecessor. Shefali Shah leads the Netflix series again, which is created by Richi Mehta and is directed by Tanuj Chopra. The show's creators have reassembled almost the whole ensemble from the last season, but lacks in pacing and nail-biting detective work shown last time. Still, the show is very good and one of the best procedural police dramas out in the Indian web series scene. One cannot deny the fact that the performances from the lead cast was in any way a letdown. In this season, the cast led by Shefali Shah is trying to catch a group of criminals who resemble the Kacha Banyan gang murders and robberies that were prominent in the 90s and 2000s. The show showcases some of the problems faced by the Indian police regarding the discrimination and corruption that were not really visible in the last outing. They have not whitewashed the police and the hierarchy but have shown some of the prejudices by the police. The direction of the show and the cinematography is top notch and it's one of the best short shows to come out in the Indian OTT world. Shefali Shah was as usual outstanding as DCP Vartika Chaturvedi but was matched by some strong performances from Rajesh Telang, Anurag Arora, Siddharth Bharadwaj, Gopal Dutt and Rasika Duggal. From my standpoint, a strong performance from Vartika Chaturvedi's daughter, Chandni, played by Yashaswini Dayama, was missing from this season. The main issue with the show is that it is being judged against the first season, which is often the case in a web series. And the main problem is that the new crime doesn't have the emotional resonance as the previous season. The length of the series is also a letdown as it feels a bit too fast paced and rushed as the season is only 5 episodes long. The setup of the show is outstanding and the intrigue in the beginning is astounding, but the excitement slowly fades down as the villains or the criminals are not as prolific as we have seen before in other series. Like in the case of Patal Lok, even if you wanted to hate the character, you liked Hathoda Tyagi's character, even though he was a cold-blooded killer, but the main antagonist played by Tilotma Shome didn't have that spark in her. Maybe next time the creators will make the antagonist more engaging or would make the crime more closer to our hearts like they did in the first season. Talking about the positives of the show, the performances are the main focus in the series and takes more importance than the investigation itself. Shefali Shah and Rasika Duggal have nailed their characters and feel as they have embodied Vartika and Neeti in real life. The class divide in the Indian society is well highlighted and has tried to show the real dark and grimy side of Delhi. The camera work also has to be commended as it showcases Delhi in a more realistic light. The most important thing in a web series is if it's interesting enough that you can finish the whole season in just one sitting, and I have no doubt that most of the people who are going to watch will be able to do that without any issue as it's interesting and entertaining throughout the 5 episodes. Is Delhi Crime Season 2 worth the hype? Overall, it is a must-watch series from Netflix with some flaws but could have a bright future in the upcoming seasons. As in the case of most series, you can never match the expectations of the audiences, but it is not something you should ignore. Overall, it's one of the best series to come out in 2022, but we just expect a bit more. I would give the show a 7.5 out of 10 and hope the next one fares better.